I got a 5. Bellamy, what happened last time?
All right, let me shake my mind loose here. So, let me look at the map.
Oh yeah, I gotta bring all my stuff up. What about that?
All right,
Yeah, as a reminder, you guys might want to have travelermap.com up in the district. What is it called? District 268.
Okay. You know, the only thing that stands out in my mind is how it ended. The rest of it,
I could do the recap because it's pretty simple. I could see why you feel that way. I don't think Bellamy did anything. That's why. Actually, you know what? Let me pick on Books because I think Books should have done this recap. Actually, now that I think about it,
I think did I wound the internals last time or the session before that? I can't remember.
So we chartered an asteroid seeker ship, and let's see. So I remember that we got to where we were going, thanks to Doc Ocean, and Chapman and I went to kind of see take in the sights, so to speak, and we were going to a specific place. I forget where.
The university.
The university, that's right. But as we're walking there, a sword wielder happens to walk by and start some stuff with me. And I was just minding with Books. I was just minding my business, didn't engage, or I tried to diffuse the situation. But the sword
I disagree
wielder...
with that interpretation of events.
Okay, so I may have, picked on them or just basically taunted them until they wanted to murder me. So that
all the spirit of defusing the situation.
Yes, and so we had a fight. It went very badly for me. I almost instantly started bleeding out, and then Chapman had to come in and save the day and kill the sword wielder, and then get me back to our base where we were hanging out. And then the next day we went to the university, and we audited a course on horticulture, and which was interesting. And we got a skill because of that. And let me see. Ornamental horticulture 2, and then we were going. So we decided to leave, and with the scout ship, and as we were leaving the planet, we got basically we interacted with a pirate ship, and that's where we ended it.
Yeah, and I think another. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tiffany.
No, I was gonna say, so we're about to kill that pirate, is what I'm hearing.
Wait, did we encounter them on the way out of Detrillion or into Elizabeth?
Out of Detrillion. You're. Yeah.
Let me left the system.
Let me add a couple of details to that, and then we'll hop right in. So, another thing of note, Marcello, which of course will have departed the crew at the next stop. Bellamy, 3,000 credits remaining. Shipley, 0 credits. Chapman, 2,883 credits. Books, 1,008 credits. Lamar, rolling big with 7,862 credits. Minus 138,667 credits for the group pool in debt, currently skipping. Of course, you're not in that ship right now that's tagged. But with the berthing costs, the fuel, life support, and paying for the flight plan because you're renting the ship and the payment for chartering up front, you are out of money. And right now, your one
And
jump,
down to 0 money.
yeah, you won't even be able to pay for full fuel at the next stop. But the next stop is where 5 million credits is supposed to be.
On
Yeah,
the other hand, we're about to have a little bit of income because Books just provided a recap, and it's always a nice payday.
fair enough. Books plus 1,000.
Nice.
Magical money. You won that through
Magical
online
money.
gambling.
Don't worry, guys, we'll be just fine.
Books has got some
okay,
kind of
this-
what do you
This
call that?
changes.
Pulled it out of the couch.
Crypto mining scheme.
We have to now. So we're into Trillion still on the way out.
Yeah, so a couple of details, and then I'm going to hop in and I'm going to hand everything over for you all to make decisions real quick. First of all, well, actually, no, I'm going to hop in and then we're going to do it. And I'm going to give you some key details you're going to want here, okay? So let's see here. I got to find the scout ship. Yeah, so a ship has come on your sensors, and it somehow has spotted you. Now, this is a, well, not somehow, it has the right suite for it. This is a mercenary cruiser. It is I think, 800 tons. It jumps up, maybe even more. You find...
Which ship are we in?
You rented
The
a
scout ship.
Yeah, the one that you took to find the
Okay.
yeah.
Radioactive.
Same as last time, yeah.
Ships. Okay, this is it says 400 tons. That doesn't sound right, but
Oh,
I need to
what's
actually find
400
this.
tons? Mercenary
Actually-
cruiser should be 800.
yeah, either I gotta find its stat block anyway. Here we go. Mercenary cruiser, 800-ton hull. So that's what you're able to determine about it so far. You have departed the Trillion, and you are currently not at a safe jump distance. You're at the kind of second layer of as far as the risk of jump. It's the find it. Well, anyways, basically there's kind of these three major decision points. If you jump like within something like 10 diameters of the planet, you get this huge misjump chance of like +10 to the navigation roll. But it's like something like +3 off the top of my head if you're within, I think, 10 diameters of a planet. You're currently several hours out. You're not at a safe jump distance yet, but you're close. This ship came around like the backside of a moon, if I recall correctly, just off the top of my head. The other details that are important: who's on sensors? Yeah. Okay. So, Shipley, you identify that this craft is on an intercept course, but there are two things happening. Number one, no weapons are locking onto you. Number two, but you know it sees you. Number two, something seems to be separating from its hull.
Oh no.
A smaller ship.
Well, it did say
Okay.
prepare to be boarded, did it not?
It did, yeah.
I mean, also a major clue. Oh crap. Okay.
How many? Okay.
I'll let the rest of the crew know.
Another thing at the end of the last session, I had asked about this. I was wondering, would it be viable for us to just turn around and just go right back to the Trillion system so we could hang out there? And we determined that we are too far away for that. They would totally catch up to us.
Yeah. Okay, but two things, and I'm gonna have to get technical, and I apologize, Ross.
Go for it. Yeah,
The craft that just separated from it what can we? What is its thrust rating?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Let's get technical. That's what we're here to do. We're here for math
technically
with
correct
friends.
is the best kind of correct, by the way.
5G.
5G. Okay, well, good. Now we have an answer. So yes, we're getting outrun no matter what we do, unless we jump. And what zone of negativity are we in right now for jumping unsafely?
Yeah. Let me skip to that. Looking. What's this stuff? Ah, here we go. Misjump. You're within 100 diameters of the world, so you roll a 13 plus with a plus 5. So if you rolled, 8 or above, you would misjump.
And a misjump in Classic Traveler means...
You will go to a random location within 1 to 2 AU somewhere within the subsector.
Within 1 to 2 AU or 1 to 2 parsecs?
Parsecs, yes.
Okay, so that could be really bad.
You could end the campaign. Yeah, you could end up in the black.
But so could this boarding craft reaching us.
How long would it take for us to get out to a safer jump distance? Is that also hours away?
Let's see here.
At thrust 2.
Yeah, and I apologize. I didn't write this down, so I'm kind of fingering it. But I'm fingering it in favor to be able to make decisions, which in this case I will say that it's...
be known. My first ever navigation roll. You can't blame me, I'm...
let me look at the chart. Cards. 640,000 kilometers. Be able to do it in 30 minutes.
Oh, well, if we're at max, are we at max sensor range?
Yep.
We should be able to cover that distance if they're not locking weapons onto us.
They are not locking weapons this round.
But the round is 6 minutes long.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
So, and they're still at pretty long range. I don't know. I say we chance it. I mean, if they're at thrust 5,
the next 5 rounds.
They're at thrust 5, and why don't we try to stall them? Get on the comms and stall them and say, please say again, transmission unclear or whatever. It's taking minutes for the messages to go back and forth at this range.
Now, I will tell you this. So they're 140,000 kilometers away, and at thrust 5, I'm not making this up when I say it'll take 47 minutes for that craft to reach you, which is just 2 rounds shy, of the jump, assuming you didn't jump early.
I thought you said 30 minutes till we could jump.
Oh, sorry. That's right. Yeah. So you would hypothetically be able to make it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So let's go around the table. Let's hear from everybody else. What do you think, Thomas? What do you think we should do?
I think we should try to make it to the jump point.
Okay.
That's our best bet.
I need these. Second craft that shows up. All right. So then, what are kind of your first actions that you all take? This is on this round. Otherwise, it'll just kind of progress to the next round.
Get on the comms and tell them message is unclear. Tell them to identify themselves, and we didn't hear everything. Throw whatever crap you can at them.
All right, I'll tell them that we've been having issues with our sensors. our issues with our radio recently, and their message was broken up. Ask them to repeat their identification, and ask them to repeat what they want.
Okay. Yeah. So you start, and is the intention to try to stall them?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
still moving ahead, right?
Yeah, stay on course.
Sure.
as fast as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So they a few
Step on
minutes
it.
pass, and a few minutes later they come back and they say, "This is the diamond front, and you'll need to shut down your engines immediately, or we'll open fire. If you cooperate, we promise you safe passage, but we need that ship." And I think Books and Chapman, the geniuses, I think you... It's funny, I can't have you roll your intelligence. What you're able to tell is that these are Frontier War vets, from how they're talking and what they're doing.
Are these
Oh.
related to the people we met? Was it 567? Where we met the vets who were trying to stir up trouble against the Iterati. Not the Iterati, I'm sorry, the Duke of Raleigh.
Oh, that's a good point.
Iterat.
Asteltane, yeah.
That almost certainly.
Ah, great. Okay.
That's fine.
I say we.
Hey, whatever. This isn't our ship.
Go to bed, guys.
I mean, the easiest way out just changed, everybody. If
What?
they're gonna give us safe passage, does that mean you're gonna bring us to our destination if we give you this ship? You know,
I'm
to
not.
see if-
I don't believe them.
well, maybe not, but let's hear what they say.
Okay.
Well, that would be Shipley. Yeah. What's the pitch?
Oof. Yeah, I'll ask them. Safe passage to where? To our destination or back to the planet?
Another round passes, and they say, "Free trader, we see that your engines are still live. You have 10 minutes, and then we will open fire. We'll aim to disable you. We're taking you back to Detrillion. From there, you can make your own way. We'll help if we can."
I cut the comms and tell the captain that we're about to lose 5 million credits.
I first.
I listen.
Well,
All right, what do you do? Suddenly, a weapon system locks onto you, and you see something happen. This ship, this is your safe jump range, and it'll start decreasing, okay? This ship starts to peel off, and at a faster rate of acceleration than you by far, the mercenary cruiser starts to peel away from you. The smaller ship, I don't know how to pronounce this. Panache? Is that how you pronounce it?
Pinnace.
Pinnace. A pinnace is headed your way. And a weapon is locking onto you.
Yeah.
Doc, time to do some reverse healing.
So let me just get this straight. Everybody wants to just not give up this ship and continue on and just get shot at for a couple of rounds.
I mean, what was that? We just elapsed, I think, 3 rounds out of the total of 5 that it was going to take to get to the jump point. Like, we can make it.
We can fire some rounds at them in the meantime too. We might get lucky and hit them.
Okay, I just want to put this out there. They don't know who we are yet. They don't know who we actually are unless they do. And if they do, I don't actually want to make enemies of these people. Because remember, we were let off the hook by that one guy, the former first mate who was in command of another cruiser, or
Lucas.
something, Lucas, and
Yeah.
And I don't know that I want to throw our lot in with them yet, but at the same time, it's not like this is the lady here. It's not it's not our ship, and we can say pirates took it from us, and we can still get to 5 million.
What if we're honest with them to an extent and we offer them some of the money? What if we're like, listen, the reason why we don't want to hand this over to you is because we need to get from point A to point B. You let us get to point B, then you could take the ship.
The reason is, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, actually. They've got the same. They can jump if they got jump 3 too. So if I know, I mean, is that true,
Should
Ross?
be able to accompany us.
Do they have jump 3 as well as?
They have. Let me check. Sorry.
Yeah, I believe the default is that it's jump 3 and maneuver
That's
3.
right. Yep.
So yeah, let's slow down. First of all, they can catch up with us if they want. But okay. My proposal is, let's slow down and communicate this idea to them, because I think it's a pretty good idea. And then everybody can, whatever. They can send their boarding party, we can travel together, whatever. That's my idea.
And do you want to reveal to them that you are Captain Bellamy, normally of the Lady of Mercia, maybe in the hope that they recognize you?
I kind of do. I mean, but I don't want to just impose my will on everyone, because that's like a big choice to make. But again, they kind of know who we are, and we're already outlaws, at least to the Iterati, which are their enemies. So I feel like we could kind of turn this in our favor a little bit. It's a little chance to build rapport.
Well, let me frame 3 big options, and then let's go around the table, because these are big decisions. Option A, maybe this is a sub-option. Reveal yourself or don't. Actually, that's maybe 2 big decisions. One is like, hey, we're wanted fugitives, and we're trying to help the sector, and try to see if these people are who you think they are. The second big choice is make a dash for another 3 turns to a safe jump distance, and endure potentially 3 rounds of laser fire, which could go either way, right? And then the other option is slow. If you're going to comply and they're not going to shoot, they've said shut your engines. That's the only other option. Like, totally shut your engines down. And I can tell you what they're going to say is they're going to be like, we'll work that out when we get there. Meaning, we're going to board, you're going to put your weapons down, you're going to shut everything down, and then we'll talk.
I mean, to be perfectly frank with you, if this was the lady, which we would be screwed anyway because we only have maneuver 1, we would already, instead of being half an hour.
I will clarify that if you lose the ship, you will be on the hook for the ship legally. Like you are under you have what's the word I'm looking for? Chartered it. So you are legally operating this ship right now, and if you lose it, you break it, you buy it. So.
I mean, there's no clause for piracy.
I don't know. It wasn't a place that everyone had their insurance policies up to date. But
they offered
we'll
pirate insurance, and we said, that's too expensive.
Let me put it this way: we'll find out together.
Okay. Okay. Well, I've made my argument, and mine that remains the same. So, what does everybody else think?
Yeah.
I think we should probably let them board then, is what I'm thinking. Let them board and then take it from there. Maybe we could talk them into something that works out well for us. I don't like the idea of us running away, because, they could potentially get lucky and do some real damage.
They could also follow us, by the way. They know our capabilities, and if they see, it wouldn't be that hard to guess a destination, Anyway, if they want the ship bad enough.
All right, and then Doc Ocean, you're saying we should run, right?
Well, I'm just the doctor. I'll defer to the captain's good thoughts, and I'll defer to the captain on this one. Let's get boarded.
All right, Shipley, what do you think?
Oh, I'm still on the runaway part.
You don't trust him.
I don't. I really don't. I expect that we'll end up back on the planet, and be on the hook for the ship, as well as whatever other debts we have. But if the group consensus is let them board and try to talk it out, then I'll go along with that because I also recognize that getting to a firefight is probably not going to end well.
All right, and then Chapman, what do you think?
I think we should try the captain and Book's plan.
All right. Okay, so as soon as you shut down your power, a couple of things happen over the next few minutes. One is that the weapons lock goes away and this ship continues to accelerate at high speed, and then you see it beginning to decelerate, at the halfway point. This mercenary cruiser goes just outside of your sensor range and then matches V. Eventually they come and they hook up a primitive kind of umbilical type of thing and connect it to your airlock here. And a bunch of people crammed into this craft. It could not have been comfortable. They're probably retrofitted specifically for this purpose. To kind of shock smaller craft into surrender, just like that, like they did. Let me find. Here it is. Trouble finding this book. That says Imperial Marine. That's incorrect. These people, they just have assault rifles, shotguns, submachine guns, and cloth armor. But they come onto the ship, they secure the airlock, and they, they come in, and it's kind of a, what do you call it, a high-risk, tense kind of thing, where they're pointing weapons at you. Don't move, don't move. Two of them go back, and they start clearing the staterooms and areas back there. Four of them come onto the bridge with their weapons pointed at you, and they... They want to see your hands. And who's the captain?
I'm the captain.
Captain, what ship is this, and what's your name? And we need a manifest, a load manifest, and crew manifest. What systems do you have?
We got, the bridge is yours, my friend. I'm Captain Klaus Bellamy. This is not our ship.
The ones with the weapons, they point to the, to Shipley and to Bellamy, and they tell you to, get up, so that two of them can sit down at the ship, and at the pilot's controls. And two of them come up and they start working on the ship right away. One of them connects a diagnostic tool and starts checking on things. One of them these two keep their weapons pointed at you all. And they tell you to, take your weapons out, one of them comes up, disarms everybody, puts their weapons away from everybody else, and then they say they see your cyberware, and they say, listen, we're sorry that we have to do this, but for what's about to happen, we don't have a choice.
What do you mean, what's about to happen?
This subsector's about to be at war. We need every ship that we can get.
Okay. Again, it's not our ship. Now, we could have just run for it, and we would have had, maybe a coin toss chance. And then you would have had a wrecked ship. But we stopped our engines. Can I, I told you I'm the captain. Well, who's in charge here? Can I talk to somebody? Because we know a couple of people. We're trying to get some stuff done. We might even want to help you guys out, but we need some help here. We could have made your day harder, but we made it easier.
He takes the helmet off. He says, I'm Lieutenant Gavin. The Diamond Front.
All right, well, we know Lucas, if you know him.
Lucas? He asked for a surname. And,
Oh,
if you don't know it, that's okay. Like, we can assume
He's
your
in
character
command
knows
of the what was it? The Lucky Lady? It wasn't the Lucky Lady. It was Princess something or other.
Oh wait.
I think it was the Golden
Yes.
Bow.
The Golden Bow.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to stump you all, but if you share his information, he says,
Yeah.
you know him, then he's a friend of mine. Captain.
Great.
You know what happened to him then.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the last time we ran into him wasn't that long ago. What? Something happened to him?
No, I mean, he used to be a free trader like you all, and then
Oh yes, yeah. We were there when he got arrested.
got thrown into a small cell, tormented.
Lucas Kelly. I found it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Lucas Kelly.
Yeah.
Captain that he'd worked for years, ended up finally dead in an alleyway. Look, you're not going to be able to work here as a free trader any longer. Not for much longer. We can't
we
get you
know that.
We can't get you where we're going, but we can transport your crew and your equipment over to the front, and then we can take you back to Detrillion, back to our remote operating base. You can try to find your way from there, or you can join the cause. It's up to you. And oh, go ahead.
What are we supposed to tell the people who own this ship?
That is a tricky thing, but I think you'll find that there's going to be a lot more of that soon. So, best of luck, traveler. And this guy, he doesn't know. He's kind of like a, what do you call it? He's the he doesn't have the authority to tell you anything. So, he.
Well, who does?
Right.
Doggone it.
Yeah, they take the ship and they ship you over to their cruiser. Let me see if I can find a space scene here. You're taken and put into to staterooms, two to a room. And let me see here. There we go.
Even if we say we're willing to make an offer, we have the chance to provide them way more than what they'd be getting right now just by taking the ship and not having any further conversation.
That's not true. A ship is worth tens of millions of credits. Even a scout ship is worth at least 15, 20 million.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I mean that's we could toss in for the cause and say, hey, we're willing to pay you $1 million on the back end or something like that. I don't know.
I understand it's not fully true. I'm willing to say whatever it takes to get somebody to talk to us.
Oh well, yeah, absolutely. I'm with you there.
So an officer, it's clear to you. They have a very plain kind of uniform, like a jumpsuit, but it does look like they're trying to create something like a uniform. Everybody's wearing these kind of plain jumpsuits when they're not in a vac suit or in their equipment. And he comes to your quarters. Who's sharing quarters with Chapman?
It's probably books, right?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay, wow.
That's a terrible choice. That's a terrible choice. You should have picked anybody other than Books. These two guys. Oh man.
Well, no,
Okay.
I'm just. No, that was just a guess, a suggestion. I was just.
We've been friends for a while, you know. We go back a ways.
Anyways, a female officer comes in. She has two security guards, and she introduces herself as Captain Reed. She is clearly not a belter or a someone who, she's not a belter. She's not like from Asteltine. She has like a lot of Volani humans. She has dark skin, and she's kind of short. And looks like she's used to a 1G environment or so, and comes in and she says she has hardware on her face, and she says, I'm Captain Reed, and I am one of the liaison officers on board the front. I was told that you have a potential package that you could offer the Reavers.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Obviously, I think you want to have our captain in the conversation since, you know, he calls the shots for us. But we are on our way to go have a pretty massive payday that could help out everyone involved. And after that, we didn't have any further plans with the Arrow, our scout ship. But we're totally sympathetic to your cause and everything, so we don't want to, you know, take something away from you.
You reveal your names, Chapman
Yeah.
and Books. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Chapman, I regret to say, and I do regret this, but the Arrow is ours. As far as a big payday, do you have some kind of proof of this payday?
I believe we do, yeah.
Yeah, and in fact you do. You have paperwork for a claim. She looks at it and she says, I think this could be a problem for my superiors if, especially considering your destination. It's no wonder they picked this destination. Well, what do you propose?
That you talked to our captain about it, firstly. I'm going to reiterate that,
I hate to tell you this, Mr. Chapman, but I don't know your captain, but he's a captain of nothing right now, and we don't recognize his authority, so you can certainly speak for yourself.
in that case, it gives me a little leeway to say some things that Bellamy will not be happy about. We do have another vessel with a very pretty gun on it, which might also be very attractive to the kinds of business you're about to get involved in.
I see.
Again, we can't get back to that unless we have the means to return to where that boat is currently docked. And if you strand us on Trillion, we realistically don't have a way to get to that. We have assets across the sector. Either you could relinquish control of the Arrow back to us, which I'm sure you're probably not inclined to do, or we could all go to Elizabeth together, Cash's name out, and then we can go back into the war zone that you're so eager to ignite, to light up, and we can get back to our original ship, donating you this wonderful contribution of the Arrow along the way, so we can just resume our normal business, and maybe also throw in with you at, you know, if you benefit from our extra gun.
The guards are standing outside the door, and she's just sitting, you know, on one of the chairs in this stateroom, and leaving you all to, you know, lean against tables or sit on the bunk that you have. And she says, I am going to need to propose this to my superiors, but it's good to meet people that are willing to help with the cause, and I can imagine after everything that you've seen, that may be the case. A lot of people in the Reavers are all just starting to find one another across independent worlds as we speak. So, I believe you. However, there are two problems with what you're suggesting. There's absolutely no way that anybody on this ship, other than you and your crew, will go to Elizabeth. It's simply not possible at all. Secondly, how can we trust you? If we provide a means of getting to Elizabeth, how do we know that you're not gonna... Look, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Elizabeth is an Imperium hornet's nest. And it's under the corporate thumb that is an extension of the Warlord and Iterati, the source of all of our problems. So, it seems like you're asking us to deliver you directly into the hands of our enemies to get your payday.
Would you take a hostage? I mean, you want to know that you can trust that we will return to you so that we can, make good on the offer that we had started.
Alright, you can make a social roll. This sounds very difficult.
Rolling under my social?
Yeah.
We still have Marcello with us, right?
Yeah.
We're going to donate Marcello's.
This might be where Marcello gets off. This might be Marcello's departure point.
I failed. I rolled 8 over my social of 7.
Oh no. Okay. You seem very quick for that solution, for something like that to matter. That puts us in a bit of a situation. I can't imagine how we can trust you. So, in a roundabout way, what I can offer you, instead of just us going to Detrillion and then getting you a discreet transportation back to the starport, is we could get you to one of our headquarters, where we would usually onboard new recruits.
I feel like you are... I understand your concerns, but by doing all this, you are squandering a lot of potential resources, expertise, and assets that could be contributed to your war effort, just because you're breaking up a crew that's already well established with a lot that we could have to offer. Instead, you'd just be basically scattering us and everything we've built together out across half the sector, because you're nervous to trust us at our word. I get that, but I'm willing to work with whatever it needs you need in order to buy that trust. You could take a hostage from us. You could send someone along with us to keep an eye on us and be in charge and call the shots and make sure that we're doing what you want.
Good point. She gets up and leaves. They close the door. It's locked. And after about an hour, everybody is brought into this room, and another officer is with her and the security detachment. And he says, my name is Lieutenant Commander Tower, and Captain Reed tells me that you have a spacer crew that can man a gunned ship.
That is correct.
And this ship is... Where is this ship?
Omen.
I see. Well, that doesn't help you here, does it? The captain...
Doesn't help you either.
Yes. No, it does not help us here. The captain has told us that... and shown us the paperwork for the claim that you have in Elizabeth. The problem that we have is that Elizabeth is a center of gravity for the effort to try to find the Reavers and eliminate them. It is one of the most dangerous places that a Reaver could go.
So send us there in the Arrow. We continue our business as usual, and we spy for you.
Then we risk losing millions of credits in a scout ship that could be a forward observer vessel.
But we just want we want our ship back. The Arrow isn't even our ship. We just want to get back to the lady, and get back to transacting the kind of life we were trying to do. And so we have to come back this way. It's no good to us to hold on to the Arrow.
I sympathize. I sympathize. I do. I want to offer an option. However, forgive us, but there are enemies everywhere. So I hope you can understand our distrust, but do you have some means of demonstrating that you will not turn on us? And that you'll meet us again?
Let's look at the map. I'm gonna assume there's like a display or something
Yeah, sure.
like that.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Open dramatic, yeah.
So look, to get back to our ship the quickest way, we either have to come back through Detrillion again, or we got to go to the red zone. If we want to, or we'd have to take a roundabout route and take even longer to get back to our ship, which is just sitting there.
Or you take the money and you run into Glisten, and you leave this behind. And that would be the most sane thing you could do.
I disagree with that.
I don't think so. That's not where our life is. The Lady of Mercy is our home, not this tiny little bucket. Okay, the only thing that has on the Lady is a Jump 2 engine. But with the money we make from getting this claim, we maybe could upgrade the Lady's engine. And then we'd have y'all to thank for it, and you'd have a grateful crew with a gussied up ship already in the area, already with some friends that we know, that you know, some contacts. And, you know, we might have, like I said, our ship's in Bowman. We might have other contacts that you might find valuable. Which we do,
I'm going
by
to
the
attempt
way.
a little bit an additional bluff. This is only partially untrue, but, you know, we also have a reason not to just, you know, flee further into the Imperium like you're worried we would. Because we haven't exactly made a lot of friends with them either. We're not actively at war with them right now like you guys have to be concerned with. You know, it's not necessarily us, you know, going into enemy territory like it would be for you.
Yeah,
But,
aren't we legally terrorists or something?
like,
Yeah,
we
there
have
is
a written
that.
record,
You say that,
you know, and if we can't...
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
well,
been legally declared outlaws and terrorists. If we go in there, we're risking arrest ourselves.
You know, if
Why
we
would we
can't make
stay
our
there a moment
payday,
longer than necessary?
if we can't make our payday, we can't pay off our debts. In which case, fleeing, there's nowhere to flee to safety. Certainly not further into the Imperium. So, like, there
We're
would be nowhere
skipping
safe
right now.
for us
We're
to
skipping
get
right
for
now.
us.
We need this payday, or else we're going to have bounty hunters on our butt. And
Yeah, the assurance you have that we won't turn on you is that we've already put ourselves in a pretty bad spot with the Imperium. We've been legally declared terrorists, and we're behind on money. And, well, I don't know how much they care about the terrorism thing. Surely you are keenly aware of how much they value their payments.
I know it might seem like us fleeing would be the most sane option, but we've guaranteed for ourselves that it wouldn't be.
Captain Reed whispers something to the sub commander and lieutenant commander, and he kind of grinds his teeth for a moment, and he says, "Other members of the staff and Captain Reed are more soft-hearted than I. I wonder how that will fare in the months to come, having people like that on our team. They are convinced that it sets a bad precedent here if we take every free trader and capture their ship, and they are frontier war veterans and criminals of the Imperium. It is clear we've I don't know if you know this, but word is getting out. So we've had a couple of hours. We're a couple of hours out from landing at our remote site. You'd be a good fit for the Reavers. A lot of us are in similar situations. We tried to make our way after the war, and the barons out here, they didn't give us a chance. But, alright. Then he gets up, and he has the security detachment leave, and then he motions out, and he says, they'll take you back to the Pinnace, and we'll take you back to your ship. Maybe ask around when you get back to Bowman. And
We will.
Yeah.
No, we've got some friends. Listen, my friend. It may seem soft-hearted, but I think you just made a crew full of good friends today.
He just kind of grits his teeth, doesn't say anything, walks off. And
I like that guy.
It's funny you say that. I'm thinking we should have gone with Shipley's plan and just let ourselves get shot out of the sky.
I also agree that we should have, but I also, anyway.
Once they saw that you were kind of the very clients of the kind of people that, that made up who they were before they became the Reavers, it made less sense to...
Yeah, our crappy life is the reason they're doing what they're doing.
Pretty much.
Poster child.
So, you get back in your ship.
I'm going to high five everybody. Excellent job, everybody. Absolutely excellent job. We got signed on with a bunch of malcontents, and we made our lives a lot worse. But really, it's par for the course.
So where does that put us
maybe
now
when
exactly?
we get back to Bowman, we can see if the sword worlders are interested in a crusade.
Thank you. I've been
Yeah.
Why
saying
not?
it.
No, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. But no, I mean, where it puts us is where we were before. But now, I mean, the way I look at it is we just got some more friends. We just have to be real careful. We just have to be real careful.
I don't want friends. I want my
in low
millions of
places.
credits.
Friends in low places.
Yes.
The kind of friends that you want to have, but you're like, ooh, let's, yeah.
That
Let's
actually
meet
Right around the
applies.
corner, though.
That literally applies to every friend we've made. The supreme irony is the one guy that's going to get screwed in all of this is poor the scout guy. He's just over there, just an old gray guy trying to do his job, trying to do his duty, and the situation's completely spinning way out of everybody's control.
All right, so you make it to a safe jump distance and spool up the jump drive and
You gotta make a roll, right?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. Let's see, navigator is now it's Chapman. So hide the roll. Don't tell us the results yet. And then we always do an engine health check. This is a thing that matters when it matters. So this would be books. You both want to roll high. I reverse the result.
What kind of check is it?
This is a 2d6, and it's almost certainly not going to matter. But it's it will matter if it matters.
Engineering check.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just roll 2d6 and you want to roll high. Wow.
There we go.
Yeah, I think after Marcello is taken off of this and all of a sudden you got this genius at the controls, and you're like, oh, that's the problem.
Coming along
Like,
nicely.
let's have this modification, take this one off. Who did this over here? That's not right. Looks underneath. Half of this has been assembled together with bubble gum and
Rerouted the phaser bank. I dumped the power from the phaser bank straight into the
That's what I was trying to think of.
ensign row, and Chief O'Brien's like appalled. You did what?
All right, and then you jump, and then you're in jump space for a week, and it smells, and it's uncomfortable. And is there anything else you want to do other than smell and be uncomfortable?
Play board games.
Yeah, you've got Imperium.
Hopefully you
I
got
mean,
the Legacy Edition so we can like.
I'm supposed to be studying. I want to have a higher education, but I don't know. Like I'm a little upset. I need a week off.
Yeah.
Taking a week's slacking already, huh? That's
All
how
right.
it starts.
A week passes by the time your nerves have settled, and then you get ready to. You get all suited back up in your vac suits. You get bolted in, weapons at your side, and you exit jump space. Real space, or cracks back around you. You come back into a starry night sky. Let's see what the result of the nav check was.
I got a total of 10, not
Wow.
modified by anything.
Nice. Yeah. So you put these couple of geniuses on this thing here, and all of a sudden, like a couple of things. First of all, we're doing the SOP, right? If I remember it correctly, just interrupt me if I'm missing something or if I get it wrong. But you come into the system. It's a binary star system. Is the first thing you see. You come right out into the primary system for it, and didn't mark it, but I'm gonna say it's the M1 star, and you essentially pop out just 5 hours away from the starport. Now, something that you're able to tell is that this is you have all this what do you call it, UWP information about the planet, but it's a terrestrial planet, and it has it's kind of another dust ball out here. Okay. However, in orbit is something akin to Flammarion, a naval base, and a very nice, expensive high port. And in fact, that's essentially the main starport, is the high port at Elizabeth. And as you get closer, a very crisp, what would you call it? A trailing chorward voice. A voice from the Imperium comes on and says, "Unidentified free trader approaching from." Actually, let me see what
The scout vessel.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
This is not our ship, doggone it.
Unidentified scout vessel approaching 100,000 kilometers. Identify yourself.
Hello, this is the Arrow. We're here to dock and refuel.
Greetings, Arrow. Welcome to Elizabeth Highport. We hope you have a nice stay. You are cleared for landing pad 5. And then you get like a whole bunch of like stuff on your that it sends you like a data package, and it's just like all kinds of rules, like a speed limit, and how your power should be configured, and all sorts of requirements that your ship doesn't meet, like the noise that it can emit when it's on the pad, and the types of vibrations it can do, and when the maintenance should have been performed, like all this kind of stuff that's like a local requirement. And you look at it and you're like, you immediately can tell there's going to be fines. And no, it's not normal to have this. Like, there's just like a ton of rules and a ton of stuff.
Oh, well, nothing we can do about that. Of
Nope.
course, we can't afford the fuel either, so.
Yeah.
All right. So you come in, you land on the pad. Let's see here. And the Elizabeth Highport. When you exit the ship, it has a I don't know what to call these kind of things, but it's a thing that you land your ship, and then the pad itself moves, and then it goes into an airlock, and then it's in an open bay from there, where there's fueling services and all kinds of stuff. It's all very well organized. So there's like these moving pads, and then they go into an airlock. And then all of the ships kind of point out, and then there's like services that go one way, and then there's like a tram system that goes in between it, and it brings you into the starport. And shortly after exiting the tram, you go through Imperial Customs. Does anybody want to try to smuggle any weapons or get any items in?
No, not with 5 million on the line. Otherwise, yes.
You should. We should have like a set of like if-then statements. Like,
Yeah.
you are
if less than 1 million on the line, smuggling, yes.
Here's like how significant the weapon is. Like, you can bring your rifle if it's less than this amount, but
Yeah, the UWP turns out to be incorrect, and it is extremely high law level, and you are permitted no weapons here. And they, if you bring any, they ask you to leave and to stow the weapons. They do not allow them past customs at all if you try to declare them. So let's see. So you have no weapons, and if you wear tactical gear, does anybody try to wear their cloth armor or anything?
I mean, we'll follow the rule. I imagine the rules were probably sent along with the data package, right?
Yeah, they basically ask you not to do that.
I'm not going to do anything that violates any of those rules, if at all possible.
Okay.
you wear vaccine.
You can wear a vac suit. Yeah.
Okay.
That's weird.
There we go. No problem.
Wear my vac suit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Astronaut word.
All right. So you all stand out like sore thumbs. You're these raggedy travelers in like spacesuits, and there are Imperial Navy everywhere and Imperial Marines, and this whole place looks like a combination between an Imperial starport with which looks like an airport, and a naval base. And even though you're not docked at the naval base, there's a lot of like military activity here. There are it's very clean. The whole place has it smells like an Imperial starship, which is something you all have not smelled in a long time. And let me see, there's a couple of things here. I assume, well, first of all, is there anything you do right after you leave customs? Are you trying to look at the trade board or anything like that?
No.
Right.
No.
Oh,
Okay,
first we're going to stash the claim,
Right.
Yeah.
and then we have to go meet Yukon Cornelius.
Okay.
That's a like 2 weeks away, is it not? Or 3 weeks?
Did you call him Yukon
Maybe he'll move
Cornelius?
it up.
Yeah.
We're
so-
almost right past me.
So you go to the brokers to turn in your claim to the company. So on the way, you see a strange thing. There's music being played, and there are these suits of battle armor that come out like.
Wait, say that again. You broke up a little bit.
You hear music being played. I don't have. Actually, I do have music. I can do this. It sounds like this. Maybe like that. Like snare. You have like a. Just sounds like a military, like a snare, you know, and a group of power. What do you call it? Battle armor.
Battle dress.
Battle dress. Thank you. Comes out in a squad in 2 lines of 6, 2 abreast, and this battle dress is very old. And when you were 5 years ago in service and you used battle dress at one point, it did not look like this. This is strangely old. It'd be like seeing someone in like World War I uniforms or something, you know. And anyways, they march out. And the other thing is that the battle dress is vibrantly painted. It's like got like you know, star fields and symbols and a bunch of like text in an alien language that you don't understand, except one of you does. Lothak points. Let me look at this up real quick. Gavig. Lothak says, "That's Gavig."
Okay, so does that mean those are some Vargar in those suits?
I don't know why else they would have something written in Gavig on their armor. I don't know.
Well, you all do like bright colors. We know that.
She looks really nervous, starts panting. And anyways, they come out and they march out into like an open, like a public area, and they basically raise like a color guard, like they raise the third Imperium flag, the sunburst of the Star Empire, and they salute it, and then they form back up and they leave. Anyways, you see that happen.
Morning reveille.
Well, you've never seen that happen, because even the Imperial Marines, when they do ceremonies, they are real into it, and they have their own like Marine dress uniform for that, you know, and they're of course famed for their cutlasses, and they've got real fancy outfits that they do stuff like that in. So these were not Imperial Marines, and even if they were, they would not like graffiti all over I forgot what it's called, battle dress, you know.
Some kind of special unit, I guess.
Yeah, it's some weird thing. You've never seen that happen before. And
it's almost like Flying Tigers type of situation.
Yeah. They march off down a corridor, down into some other place. There's a sign there that says Vodakong in Anglic. And then it has a symbol in what you presume is also in Gavig. And then you see signs everywhere for an acronym, DODFWA. You see this all over the place. It has an Imperial sunburst, and then it has like a symbol like that is concentric around the sunburst of like the jabbing things from the outside in the field. So it's like a double kind of sunburst field. And yeah. And anyways, you go to the brokers, the broker, and I'm happy to say that it's a seamless process, and you have no problem at all getting 5 million credits.
Okay, now, are we sure it wasn't supposed to be 5.5?
Oh, sorry. Did I miss that?
No.
I think it was 5.5.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
We're
My
at
bad.
500 million. Are we sure it wasn't
That's
500
right.
million?
That's right. It was 500 million.
I was saying, you wouldn't mind if we counted ourselves, would you?
You take a check,
Let
right?
me just check that for you. Actually, let me count that.
Well, step one, I think, is pay off. We can do that remotely. I think you said that we could last time.
The lady?
Yes. Yeah. So you're the lady's paid off. Bam.
I think we should also,
That's
while
fine.
we're here, pay off the next month in it because we were almost double skipping.
Sure.
Yes.
We're already minus
never skipped
183.
much money again.
Let me look at the results again just to double make sure about that. But I think it would be wise either way. Yeah, the next due date is 206, and
Okay. Gotcha.
we're at 184. It's going to take us about that long to get back to the lady and get the lady anywhere, to its next actual stop. So, yeah, and we still are above 5 million if we do that. And then everybody gets paid.
For the first time in
Yeah, let's actually
Years.
get paid. I guess we don't have to break that out right now, but yeah,
nice.
I guess. Are you gonna
Shipley
break it
gets all
down?
emotional.
Would you guys go to a bar or something, and just take a break for a little bit? You want to take a week break? Actually,
Try
take
to
shore leave for
discreetly
once.
Not here.
We
I'm
would
a
not,
little-
yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? Okay, I'm a little worried about you guys and your behavior.
Captain, how could you?
As long as we don't meet any sword worlders.
Well, no, I'm.
Our record for getting into gunfights less than a minute after you'd left.
Yeah, the thing is, well, we had to. I don't know how much interconnectivity they've got here, but it might actually be wise just to leave, like, right away.
We also don't want our friends over in the Reavers to think that we actually are fleeing. Like, we want to head back immediately.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was just wondering if maybe. Well, we don't want to be obviously spying either, but I was just wondering if there was any useful information we could gather while we're here to show them like a good faith effort.
Yeah, a couple of things. First of all, I have that you all were gonna try to wait.
That's right.
For a meeting with Yukon. That would be, I think, 3 weeks,
Wait, really?
or is it
Can-
2 weeks?
It,
Sorry, my notes are messed up, but either way, it's going to be a little while.
Good point.
Is there?
You can also clear the smell if you choose to. Well, let's hear from everybody. What do you want to do? I mean, everybody, Doc Ocean and books.
Okay, 3 weeks. So if we leave, we won't have time to get to Lady and back within that time period, is what I'm hearing.
That's
no, we
right.
will not.
Okay. So it's either we stay or we skip out on the meeting. What was Yukon promising us other than a job? Or was that it? Was he like...
He didn't promise
'cause I
anything.
was... Okay.
Just wanted to meet up, I think. If I have my... I don't know if this is of interest, but I think if my notes are right, it is going to be more than 3 weeks, though.
Yeah, I think you might be
We
right.
got the message from him the same day that we met Lucky Yo, back on Koenig's Rock. And he said 2 months out from when we got his message. And
So that
by my
puts us-
reckoning, I think that was only 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, so that puts us at 5 weeks. So maybe, how about this? Maybe we go back to Detrillion, meet up with... Do we even have a way of contacting them? Or was it just like... I mean, did they leave us with any... I don't remember them actually telling us, like,
They
how to
said
get
find
into-
somebody in Bowman. They said ask around.
Oh, okay. Oh! I thought that was them asking us to recruit in Bowman. Okay.
I mean, we can
well,
all,
that ask around. Well, yeah. I guess Bowman's the kind of place where you can ask around.
If it meant getting the corporation out of there, I feel like a lot of the local people might be pretty sympathetic.
Yeah.
I say we wait for you, Colin.
Yeah, that might just be the simplest option.
I will say, if we leave and like get this ship pirated, we will not be able to come back to a world with this high law level, even if the time was on our side. We'd have too much stacked against us legally. We're risky enough as it is with our terrorist, designation. But if we had pirating a ship, conspiracy to commit treason, blah blah blah, I don't think coming back here would be a good idea.
Well, okay, so let's say you're going to spend 5 weeks here. In that 5 weeks, you want to just take shore leave? And Bellamy had mentioned asking around for information. That's something you all could hit the bars and gather information for 5 weeks. If you do that, then we can just go around and roll for it, if that's what you want to do.
That sounds good to me.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it as long as we're really cautious while we're here.
Yeah, yes. Bellamy would
So
We're
if
getting gray hairs already.
If
Yes.
you're going to be really cautious, then this is the protocol that I'll implement for being cautious. Is you go to the hotel at the starport, you only go to the bar, and you go back to the hotel, and you don't go around exploring and asking around about what Imperial naval vessels are here and how big they are and how many and where they're going and stuff, trade, and you don't ask any questions except at the bar. So that means I'll allow one encounter check per trip to the bar, which I'll do per person, so that we're not, so this will be for your day at the bar the first time you've got your shore leave. Wait, real quick here, do you want to just establish a baseline of pay? You want to do like double crew pay at highest rate? I think that's like 20k, so everybody would get 20k or something. I don't know, I'll look at it, but just like there's a baseline of pay, that way I can put that out in the results, and that way you also have like what you're spending in the 5 weeks and everything.
Does the book offer rates per crew position?
Yeah, not only that, but you can, by the way, hire people. So if you want it now, actually you can't on your scout ship, but on the Lady of Mercia you could hire people if you wanted a trained gunner, for example. So
We'd have to get the software first.
true.
Can I get the pilot's salary rate instead of the navigator, since that's what I was doing for most of that time?
I'm not saying we all take that, but yeah, I think. Just to be conservative, like honestly, how much pocket money does each individual need per month? Like, I feel like everybody getting the highest rate.
So Bellamy doesn't want to pay people, so I'm hearing.
All right, guys, time to unionize.
Can I join? I'm just trying to, because look, how, remember, it goes quick, you know what I'm saying? Especially
Yeah, but we're talking about such little money. We're talking, so if you just did one monthly payment at max pay, we're talking 50,000 out of 5 million. That's not much.
Yeah, but
besides, we've all been putting our
60,000
personal money into paying for the ship, so it's it's going to end back up in the ship payment.
Because 4 of
That's
those,
true.
4 of those
it's
turns.
okay. Let me back away. I don't want to agonize over it. It's okay. Okay, so you take shore leave for 5 weeks. Let's go around the table. This is the time you're spending at the bar, just relaxing, chatting, doing your studies, and being able to just take some time off for a while. And this is the first roll for on the first way to the bar. I got a 5. It happens. And so I'm rolling a d6. I got a 4. So you're on the way to the bar, and you hear emergency sirens, like klaxon, like there's like the red lighting, and you see some guards come out, and you can see beyond some doorways, airlocks, but these were hallways. This was part of the starport, and it was going on, and all of a sudden some airlocks come down, and then like guards come out, and they guard what was a regular hallway that went to some shops and residential areas. That's all.
Are you going to be doing this 1 week at a time, by the way?
No, just each player, just so that we get some like vignettes. So like this is something that you see, and you can just ignore this. You don't have to ask, or you could ask. It's up to you what you want to do with this.
Which player was that?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, actually, let's do that so that everybody can make some decisions. This is Chapman. So Chapman, you see this one day on the way to the bar.
Like I said, I'm here to mind my own business. I'm inclined to spend most of these 5 weeks studying on my own.
No problem. Okay, so you continue onto the bar, and you're going to be hanging out, chatting in the bar, talking to people. Roll a d6, Chapman.
Quick question, just sorry to interrupt, quick question. With all of our cyberware and everything, do we have a method of taking photographs and like recording stuff that we see that's relatively surreptitious?
You could do that, but you will have to be surreptitious because that is against the rules, taking pictures of the starport and military facilities.
Well, that's why I asked about the cyberware. I mean, I know the cyberware is basically cosmetic to indicate like that we're veterans and stuff, but I just wondered if any of us happen to have that particular capability. It would probably require some piece of equipment. That, anyway, I don't want to put us at a huge amount of risk.
In that case, I only got ear modifications anyway.
You do not, in fact, have that tech unless someone else has stated, that they're purchasing it or looking for it. But anyways, Chapman,
Okay.
D6.
I got a 3.
3. Okay. You're talking to some people, and I don't know if you bring up Sword Worlders or somebody makes a joke about Sword Worlders or what, but it's brought up in conversation, and another traveler's like, "Yeah, I heard that. I heard they actually got a trader here from the Sword Worlds. Those idiots. They still sneak around out here and in the subsector." Sword Worlders. I'm not kidding. There are sword Worlders out here. I'm serious. It's not a conspiracy theory. They're out here. And I heard that one of them turned a bunch of them in, and is a turncoat, and is here under the magistrate's protection. The Dodfwas magistrate's protection. But soon as he leaves this starport, I bet he'll get vaporized.
I don't know about all that, but I believe you about there being Sword Worlders this close to Imperial naval presence. Their entire culture based around playing one big game of chicken as often as possible, as deadly as possible.
The idiots. What a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, you won't be calling them idiots when they're kicking your ass. Trust me, I've seen it.
Yeah, I'd like to see them try. How'd that work for him last time? Huh? Anyways.
Well, I'm in one piece, but...
Yeah. All right, so the next day, or this isn't the next day, this is sometime later on, 5 weeks for books, okay? Books. Do you have an encounter? You do not. So you have a peaceful 5 weeks books. And one day at the bar, you're chatting, you can roll a d6. And I'll round up and down if we get some duplicates. Let's see what people hear. 6. Okay. You hear someone saying, you know that place that sells the crunchy sweet noodles? It's a couple tunnels down from here. Says this to Books. This is a traveler you're talking to.
Oh, they're asking me
Yeah.
if I know the place?
Yeah. Probably
and
not, because like you guys are keeping right from the hotel to the bar or whatever, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of just... I look at him and then I shake my head. But I give him, like, I hold the look for a second, like I'm not the kind of guy you ask about noodles.
Crunchy noodles.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not that guy.
Don't give me that look. Let me tell you something. This a woman. She says, "Let me tell you, I'd recommend you try those noodles, but that whole section's sealed off. And it's not just that. I was talking to a free trader crew that came in, and they violated their docking clearance, and they came around the other side of the station. They said the entire section of the station has been torn off."
Really?
Yeah.
Do they know why?
No. They said it's just not there now.
Do you have any do you have any ideas? You want to speculate a little bit?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's certainly certainly strange. Certainly strange. Let me ask you something. Why are you sharing this with me?
Then you've just been chatting with this person. It's possible, maybe they've just been chatting at you. And like,
Okay.
and maybe you just ended the conversation. Anyways, Bellamy, let's see. On the way to the bar, you do not get an encounter. Roll a d6. You got a 4. Okay. You're talking to another I don't know, who would you be trying to talk to? Would you be trying to talk to like Imperial line officers or travelers?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. No. Former Imperials. With a general attitude of disgust for all the malcontents and people that don't appreciate what the Imperium's really doing for us all out here, and
You're trying to
all
talk
that
to an Imperial.
Yeah. That's the.
You talk to a weedy young officer, a third officer, Steiny.
Perfect.
And he just wants to talk too. So, and he buys right into all your patriotism. He wants to hear every story about the Fifth Frontier War, and anyways, he starts talking one day about the Gavada Kong. He's like, "Have you heard about this ridiculous cult? These religious Vargar? Isn't that the most ridiculous thing?" And they hang around. There's a whole bunch of them that hang around that section of where the Gavada Kong are. Have you heard about this?
I think we saw them. If it's the ones we saw, they're the ones in the crazy, the old 100-year-old battle dress, right?
Well, yeah, no, not the Gavada Kong themselves. They're cool, they're Imperial Knights. But
Well, I figured they came by that armor somehow, and they're allowed to wear it around here, so.
yeah, it's a weird thing, but they attract a little Vargar community on that end of the station. And anyways, there's these cultists. Vargar cultists. Can you believe that? And he slams the table.
Well, maybe. I tell me more. I mean, I've run into some pretty crazy Vargar out here.
Oh, well, guess I've never talked to a Vargar before.
Wish I could say the same.
Oh.
Hands
He's got
over
the
Lothak sitting
terrible.
right there.
Yeah, she's
Lothak
right
literally
next to
sitting
you.
across the table.
Poor Lothak. You should pay her double for everything.
No, I'm gonna give her our agreed upon elbow symbol. Whenever I do that, it means I didn't mean what I just said.
Oh no. Anyways, he says, yeah, they call themselves the Church of the Chosen Ones. They believe the Vargar were like chosen by the gods as the chosen race of the galaxy. It's so stupid.
Right. Well, hey, who am I to judge? Yeah, well, that's interesting. You see, you ever see, you know what? You ever see a symbol like this when you're hanging around them? And I'm gonna pull out or when you see them or whatever, and I'm gonna pull out the we kept the card. Remember the card that terrorist gave us way back on Walston long ago, where it was the symbol of this. Of the what is it, the People's something or other, the Free Justice League or something like that. I forget what it was. Free Love Justice something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's I can't remember what it is either, but right.
Yeah. Well, you ever see this on display around these parts?
No, I've walked by there. To be honest, it's on my way to work, and I've never seen that symbol. Well, what is it?
Oh, lucky you. Well, it's just a bunch of, Vargar troublemakers out and about, trying to be rabble rousers and troublemakers.
Well, that cult's strange, but that can't be said of the Gavada Kong. They're imperial nobility, and there's nobody in this galaxy. And I think I could say this, that I could imagine that are more fanatically loyal to the Emperor than the Gavada Kong.
Wow. I bet they hate these guys.
Oh. I don't know. And anyways, he spills his guts if you have any questions about the Imperial presence here as well.
Yeah. Well, I ask him, over the course of, I don't know, I'm gonna however long I get to know this guy, buy him a few drinks, subtract some credits, and keep him sauced. And I'll ask him about every daggone thing. And not directly, but just what ship you ever serve on? And I'll ask about ships that I served on and what they're up to. What's this one up to? Did you ever serve on this one? And just
Yeah, maybe play naive a little bit. And he's like, oh, that type of ship has been mothballed for 3 years now, and
yes. I'm going to play myself as his social and intellectual inferior.
Yeah, he loves it, and I'll make you a deal. I'll tell you one thing, and then you can ask 3 general questions in the roleplay section, and I will answer them. So that's what you get out of that. One of the basic things that becomes clear to you is that there's something going on where the Imperial Navy is bypassing District 568.
268?
268. District 268. And that is a big part of what's causing all this drama. There's something happening where everything is being divested and redirected in another direction. And it's almost like this place is becoming a space version of a ghost town, where an interstate's being put out somewhere else. And that is obvious. But anyways, we've done Chapman, Bellamy, books, right? Yeah, we did books. Doc Ocean, on the way to the bar one day, I got a 6, so something does happen. You see from the hotel, so you're headed towards the bar, Doc Ocean, but towards the dock, or towards the pads, the departure pads and customs area. There are a group of what looks like let me make sure I have this right. Scout service pilots, and they are getting surrounded by some armored Dodfwa, which you've come to understand that's like the agency that runs this station, really. They are surrounding them, and they yell out to you for help. They say, "Traveler, hey, help us out here. There's some kind of misunderstanding, please."
I just keep walking.
Yeah. "No, traveler, please." And you leave them to their fate. And you walk to the bar that day and roll a d6.
Ooh, what's cooler than cool? Ice cold.
This probably is going to sound pretty vanilla and of no surprise, but I still think it's something worth stating that Doc Ocean, you're chatting with somebody in a bar. It's what kind of crowd would you talk to? Would you talk to locals, military imperial bureaucrats, other travelers, high passage travelers, medium passage? Who would you be hanging out with and talking to?
I'm trying to talk up the barkeep. He probably has the most information out of anybody here, I would think. So.
Yeah. And one of the things that you notice is that this is a position often taken by a retired traveler, and that is the case here in this bar that you're hanging out with is also, because they know how to make a credit doing this. And sure enough, you are right. And he tells you, he says, this isn't something to talk about here on the station, spread around, but there's a whole planet down there below us. You know that? Millions of people down on that planet. And I'd say just about every one of them hate Dodfa.
What does DODFA stand for?
The Department of Development of Frontier Worlds and Association of Collace.
Can you send that to me over chat?
I'll send that later.
Cool.
Yeah, they're a bureaucratic entity. They don't like calling this place a frontier world, but we know what it is. This is a colony. It's controlled by another imperial world. That planet down there is a client state. But the real power is up here on this naval base. And ain't nothing that anybody down there can do about it, but boy, they hate these people.
How long has this station been here?
I'd say Dodfa has kind of had a stranglehold on this place, the locals. Now look, I am a patriot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to serve drinks to indigents. They're down there on that planet. I'm up here in space. I've got a good life. And this is helping the Imperium. And more than anything, it's keeping those Zods at bay. You know what I'm talking about. So, but I'd say probably about 100 years or so. There's no real economy to it. It's just about this naval base and that fuel that they drink up. That's how they make money.
I ran out of questions.
All right. So lastly, Shipley. On the way to the bar, I got a 6. You do have an encounter.
Okay.
These people again. A riot breaks out. Now you've been here 5 weeks, okay? So like you're overdue for one of your classic rioting situations. It's a bunch of people in robes with an orange sunburst declaring that the sun is sinful in this place. The sun is sinful. It is a thing of evil. It is a demon. This sun deserves to die. And,
So is this related to the orange sun that was on Raleigh competing for aid as an aid worker, or is it totally different?
yeah, it's totally related, yeah. and they claim that the only salvation can be found at the one true sun. That this sun is it's an evil and sinful sun, and it permeates your being. It makes you all sinful, and they cause enough of a ruckus, just enough of a commotion. Some people start yelling at them, and then some of the road people start fighting with some of the people, and they're blocking the way to the bar. And so like enforcers show up, and they just start bringing out batons and beating these road people out of the way.
Huh. Okay, interesting.
I'd say your options are wait, just turn around and leave, wait to go to the bar later, or you can try to make it past this riot.
I'll wait. I
All
don't
right.
trust myself.
Yeah,
I'd trip over somebody.
You leave and you come back and you make it to the bar and you roll a d6.
Okay. 4.
4. Okay. A traveler comes up and he says, he sits down, doesn't ask, sits down at the table that you're at. You tell he's a traveler, and he says, "You Shipley?"
I am.
Knows your name. Yeah. He says, he leans over. He says, "Somebody's hunting you. Be careful."
Shipley is a long pause while Shipley tries to figure out which of her recent activities has precipitated this.
Right. Yeah. It's just Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just leaves. He doesn't explain that.
Okay, thanks.
And that's it. Okay, so that's 5 weeks. And then there's 5 weeks pass, and eventually you receive a simple message requesting that you come and land on the world. Depart the starport, and you land on the planet.
Well, that's the whole reason we stayed.
All right.
Aside from the information.
Well, that was an ancillary bonus.
Ross,
Yeah.
if you can put me down in the cash flow, that should sink 500 credits for at least me to do an additional 10 educational sessions.
And that's everybody that's doing education, right?
Yes, that's me
Yeah,
as well.
we're all keeping pace.
Okay. So you enter the atmosphere, you fly in with the arrow and land, and this place is it's kind of a dump. It's another one of those barren worlds, except there are all kinds of little shanty settlements spread out along this world. But the coordinates that you have are at a place off away from the settlements, and there's just like a little shack here with a little antennae and a little hydroponics farm.
How the shack? You call it a shack? Does that mean like it's shack size, like log cabin size, or is it a shack that could hold many people?
It is like, yeah, log cabin size, like a shipping container size.
Well, may as well set her down.
All right, you set the arrow down, and the atmosphere's terrible, and it's 0.5 G out here, so you have to kind of moonwalk. You know, you're real kind of light on your feet out here, unless you have. I suppose you have your prospecting buggy, so I suppose you could take that out. But otherwise, yeah, you'd be walking, and unless
I mean, we might as well
we have it.
use the benefits while we have them. Exactly.
All right, yeah, you fly the prospector buggy out closer away from, And either way, you have to keep either your O2 on from your vac suit, or you have to use a rebreather because the atmosphere is...
Everyone, please wear your vac suits.
All right.
Yep.
So you come up to it, and the door just opens like as you approach.
Does it open guns blazing, or?
Nope, just opens. Just
Oh.
just opens.
Oh, it's going to be an underground bunker, isn't it? Anyone in there?
You say that from the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. From the outside, you hear a strangled, kind of like a voice from inside of a rebreather, and coughing. Come on in. Come on in, please.
All right, well, shall we, everyone?
Why not?
Yeah. My hand will be resting on my cutlass hilt.
I'm staying out of arm's reach.
All right. And you come into this place, and you basically see the arrangements of what you consider a small mobile home. It has a small place, a little bed to sleep in, and a few compartments, and a swivel chair, and one view screen, and a couple of like personal computer type processing units, and a kitchenette, and it's also filthy, and there's dust and mold on the floor and ceiling, and you see someone gasping and struggling for breath, and you see a man who looks very sickly, and parts of his body and face are swollen. He looks pale. He also looks like parts of his body have been busted up and haven't healed back properly, and you can see that on one leg he's braced, like his knee and tendon, and one leg is like bloated and big, and the other one's like scrawny. And he motions for you to pull out some compartments to sit on, and to sit on the bed while he sits on the swivel chair, and he says, "Oh, where's Marcello?" Of course, Marcello left.
He had to leave us. He got tired of the life.
I'm really glad to hear that. I'm glad he got out. Did he find a place to settle down? You don't know, I don't guess.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
Hope so.
I appreciate you coming to see me. I didn't.
You're looking kind of bad.
Yeah, I'm dying. That was bound to happen. Living out here, I'm not an indigent. Trying to survive here on the surface, I'm not gonna last long.
Why are you here?
I'm here to die. I don't have anywhere else to go. And, I can't go to the...
Can't go where? Sorry.
To the high port.
You wanted man or something?
Yeah, you know how that is, don't you?
Yeah, no thanks to you.
I'm sorry about that. It was outside of my control.
And was getting thrown out on your ass from your company also outside of your control?
Wasn't my company.
Oh. Alright, well, I'm very confused. Why are we here?
I used to work for Imperial Intelligence. That was my job. But, I think it's the end of the road. I want to speak to you all, your crew, because I think that there are two things unique to you that could mean that you could finish my job.
Oh boy. I just can't wait to hear this.
I don't mean to be saccharine, but I think you are patriots.
Absolutely.
100%. Third Imperium all the way.
We just play both sides so that we can always come out on top.
Hey, I've seen Yojimbo, okay?
And the second thing is, I know you encountered the AI.
You broke up again for us, Ross.
He says, and the second thing is, I know that you encountered the AI.
Okay. Yes, yeah, we kind of made friends, I guess, right?
That wasn't human tech. Are you familiar with the history of our galaxy? What people say, at least, the stories. Anybody can answer this. It doesn't have to, you got two.
We've all heard, yeah.
Okay.
By all means, feel free, everybody,
Yeah.
to jump in. I'm just,
Can you repeat the question?
He said, are you familiar with the history of our galaxy, as some people know it? The stories that people say about the ancient history of the galaxy.
Oh.
I don't think I would be.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your take on it.
There are remnants of a race. There are powerful aliens outside the Imperium. Whole empires that stretch on far beyond the known galaxy. And there are remnants of something that existed hundreds of thousands of years before our species. Some call them the ancients. There are things left over in places. And this AI was drawn from a technology beyond what humanity has ever known. And I have evidence to suggest that someone plans to use this technology as a weapon of fear. Are you familiar with the high laws? I think everybody would be, No nukes, no AI, basically no civilization-ending technology in the Imperium. That's like some basics of the Imperial high laws.
Sounds like common sense.
Yeah. Someone is going to use that AI and something else to cause mass panic and terror and fear and kill a lot of people.
Within the Imperium?
Here, yes, in the Spinward Marches.
And is that someone, the guy we left the AI with?
I don't know. It could be, but that's where my that's where my job. That's where I failed. I wasn't able to find out in time. It has something to do with the corporations, their intrigue here.
The AI was a project of McClellan's. Was it not?
It wasn't their project. It was something that they found. They had fought over. I don't know what they plan to use it for, but there are other sources of ancient tech here in the subsector. And the intelligence I have gathered indicates that there is a powerful weapon hidden somewhere. And when these agents find that weapon, they intend to employ it and kill a lot of people as a weapon of mass terror.
I want to quickly ask Ross. I don't remember, or it might have been beforehand. When did our crew encounter this AI? Was that before we
Yeah,
merged
sorry.
groups?
So technically, Books and Chapman actually, and of course, Doc Ocean, you guys have not. You were not on that job. They had a job to capture some McClellan tech. That the patron at the time didn't know what it was. It turned out to be like a super AI that they had on the ship, and the super AI. I think you all just give it over to him, to the patron. I think.
Yeah.
With the AI's agreement.
Yeah, with the AI's agreement.
We spoke with it at some length during the trip, and kind of got to like it a little bit, and then asked it what it wanted to do, and would it be okay with us delivering it? And it said yes. So
he says.
So now apparently it's fallen into the wrong hands. Do we have an idea whose those are?
it was never in the right hands. That's the thing, is that McClellan was operating a black site in Squalia that they were not supposed to be operating, like, according to Imperial law. And that's why we took the job, is because it was like, well, there's no way they can say they can't bring us charge, even if they capture us, like, or if we're found out or something, which we weren't. It went off without a hitch. But anyway, the point is, they were operating an illegal black site to study this thing or do whatever they were doing. But also, didn't we sense like a large vessel, like basically a naval vessel, leaving that site as we were approaching it?
Yes.
And it was running like silent. It was running dark.
It was
I
running
think.
dark. Yeah.
Now we're running out of time, so I'll throw out his info really quick. Okay. He basically says, I know you're patriots. I also know you're travelers. I know where there is a salvage for an operable Jump 2 drive. It'll fit a free trader.
Go on.
Oh, you got that hook, don't you, buddy?
Well, you have to get this done before I die, I'm afraid. I want you to find the AI. Destroy
Not
it,
the weapon.
or turn it into the Imperium. The AI it's a key to this. It'll lead us to whoever's going to use the weapon, or how they plan to use the weapon. I'm not sure, but it's the lead we have. You have to find the AI. I recommend working with either Tukara, the noble Imperial ship, the Imperial shipping company that operates here, owned by the Tukara family, or maybe trying to find information from the Reavers. I'm afraid I don't have a lot more information, but find the AI, get it into the hands of the Imperium, or destroy it. And I give you the coordinates to the scrap.
What if we just keep it?
Well, you would be high traitors and violating the high law of the Imperium, and the exact thing that we're trying to stop.
That just sounds morally indefensible. We would never do such a thing.
He laughs, coughs up some blood.
Well, I think you can trust us to do what's best.
I have to. I'm not going anywhere. You know where I'm at. It won't be long until they know where I'm at, too.
Who's they?
Whoever plans on trying to wrest control of this entire subsector.
And if it turns out to be the Reavers who've got their hands on this, it's gonna be so cool.
Why would you trust Imperial intelligence?
I'm a patriot.
Yeah, but I mean, what if Iterati has control of any local Imperial intelligence agents?
Imperial intelligence is above reproach, Captain. That's not the problem. The problem is that this subsector is beneath their notice. And with that, I'll end the adventure for the night.